no, yeah. We are just going to do... Good times.
All right. So we'll probably get started on this. Welcome back to the Digital Media Society podcast. I didn't say UOW again on this one, damn it.
Oh, UOW.
Welcome back to the UOW Digital Media Society podcast. What are we talking about this week? We're going to talk about some group DAs and why you should do a digital artifact as a group, because it's so much fun. With us, we've got the team from Chàe Magazine, which is a digital artifact for the subject BCM 114, Making Media. Is that
Everyone's confirming.
That's great. All right. My name's Callum Harvey, and I'm the president of the Digital Media Society. You can find me on Twitter at Callum Harves.
Yes, and I'm Kelsey Latham, and I'm the secretary for the DMS, and you can find me at OKKelsey on Twitter.
I'm the assistant secretary. My name's Hannah Dower, and you can find me at In Retro Future.
I'm Emily Whitney. I'm the social media coordinator, and you can find me at OmniShambles.
Cool. You guys did the same thing.
Okay.
Surprise! You sound professional.
I'm Amy, and you can find me on Twitter on Amy Micklef or Chàe Magazine.
My name's Emma, and you can find me on Twitter at EmmaAndJ or at Chàe Magazine as well.
My name's Chelsea, and you can find me on Twitter at CleeBastable.
I'm Hannah. You can find me at Hannah Carolina K or at Chàe Magazine.
You must be doing something right with your Twitter's SEO, because when I Google Chàe Magazine, yours is the first account that comes up ahead of the actual magazine, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Amy's
That's great. Okay, so probably the first thing we want to start with is why do a group digital artifact first up? Have you enjoyed it? What made you want to do one?
I think that all of our original DA ideas weren't working at first. Like, I was going to do a baking channel, and then I just found it hard to do it by myself, creating the videos, and I needed help. And then everyone else was kind of finding it difficult doing their own. And then when we spoke about all of our ideas together, we thought it would work well, doing a magazine, an online one, and then it just clicked from that.
That's really cool.
We just morphed everything together. All of our ideas, every interest that we had, we wanted to make it as broad as possible, and that's kind of why we decided to do the student magazine, because we're okay, well, last semester I was doing this how-to blog post to help students, so I was we can incorporate that into it, and it just helped a lot better. It was a lot easier for us because we can lean on each other and stuff.
Yeah, and it's a lot more fun.
That's so true. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Because you guys have all got actual professional sounding job titles on the website, which is even more impressive. Which is essentially what we did with this, just giving ourselves really sophisticated sounding titles. It's nice. No,
to make
good.
it look professional.
Yeah. So as a kind of a division of labour thing to kind of gauge who's doing what with this. It begins by looking at other people.
Basically, I take, I'm doing the Twitter at the moment. That's what I've been doing, and Hannah and I have been also doing the Instagram account. I made the logo for the website, and we've all been doing things as well. So Chelsea made the art. You can.
Yeah, well, I'm the art director, so I was organising who was going to be exhibiting art along with Hannah, because she sort of gets in touch with people who are going to be collaborating with us, and then I make art for the site and then to sell as well, and then I just edit our blog posts. That's the same with Emma. She edits the blog posts as well, and she does the baking.
Yeah, just find videos or ask other students what they want to see. Then we did a gluten-free caramel slice video recently.
So it looks so good. Did you take the photos for?
Amy took
They
the
were really good
photos.
photos.
So that was a student who suggested to do that. So we've been taking a lot of suggestions from that. Yeah. It's been fun.
Photography is so beautiful.
What camera do you
looks
use?
like it's from a cookbook.
I use a Olympus. It's the old-fashioned cameras. It looks like the old-fashioned cameras. And I got that last year. Before I went to Europe, and I have this really good lens that is for really for zooming in. You don't need to zoom in. You have to stand this far away to get a close shot. So I was taking all the photos, and I was just standing so high up. But
I think there is a photo on your Instagram of standing on.
It's hard to take photos on the table. But
it's all worth it for that.
It is a really aesthetically pleasing set of photos as well.
Yeah, the same what you were doing.
Well, we all do. The thing is, the reason we have the titles is because we all found ourselves doing everything. Like we all wanted to do everything, and so we had to give ourselves like limits. Otherwise, we'd all be doing like everything, and then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So what I do now is I do the photo and video editing, and but I still think I do a little bit of everything. So I kind of just counted what I just said.
Yeah.
But
that's like me too.
Yeah, we all do a bit of everything. Yeah.
I think the titles are good for like figuring out that you all have contributions to it, but it's the same for us.
It's
like,
absolutely
I think
the same for us.
us as DMS, we all have titles, but we all basically pitch in and do everything interchangeably.
I mean, it just depends. Like, my job is mainly project management, which is, if you want to get into it, it's great. It's a really valuable skill. It can be kind of boring sometimes, but I end up like, I can run the Twitter, I can do other paperwork. I just did our financial reporting, which isn't even my job. But like, it's nice that you can have a bit of a jack of all trades element to it and sort of attack it like that, as well as having on paper a bit of a specialty. So it works. Yeah, it's great. What are you doing?
I was trying to tweet, but I don't know if it's gone anywhere.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yes. I just want to clarify as well. Like, so you came up with the name. Was that like a initial, like that you just wanted something like catchy? Like, what's the?
Well, we were actually going to be called Timeless or like Nameless.
No, we started with we were like, oh yeah, we'll do a magazine.
Yeah.
And they were like, what do we call it for now? And I just said, oh, No Name Magazine. And then we were going to go with No Name.
Yeah.
We were like, oh,
it's a bit
like
silly. Yeah. So then we just thought Chàe.
Yeah.
Oh, we actually thought different names.
Yeah, I
like,
was like, we'll just do the first names of.
just
do the
we had to try and arrange it.
Yeah.
To like
We
make
did
sure
so
we had
many
each-
abbreviations.
we had
We did each magazine. That'd be cool. Or like AC or something. It's like Yeah, if you ever get into the VSCO scene, like AC would be a good name. Like,
This is going over my head. Sorry.
That's okay. They look the same.
Yeah, so then Chàe came about,
Yeah.
and then we put the little like thing, just to make it look fancy. That was the only reason for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
No, it's nice.
We still haven't quite figured out yet if it's Chàe or Chàe. Everyone
said
else,
Chàe.
yeah, but everyone you tweeted about it. Yeah, Chàe.
Well, what's the is the accent on the A or the E?
The A, so it's
A.
like that way.
But I say Chàe.
I say Chàe as well.
Well, we said
Oh, okay. Yeah, because an accent in Spanish is like a emphasis, so you like say it with more
Be like
intonation.
A.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that happens with Chàe too.
Yeah, it's like you say the A more than the E.
Yeah.
Which you think you tend to do. Yeah. Interesting.
We're going to have to contact a linguist about this.
Please buzz
Oh,
in.
Yeah, I'll get my mum. She's a language teacher. That's fine.
Yeah,
That'll
she
do
did
it. No, cool.
Mother Harvey, please help us.
Nah, it'd be fine. Oh man, I had another question. What were we gonna?
That's okay. I have one. Well, you remember.
Yeah,
yours.
you go. You fire away,
Okay. So
honestly.
were you guys friends first or group members first?
Yeah.
Friends.
I went to primary school with Chelsea and Amy.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we did, Amy holds like little games nights, and then that's when I met Hannah at the games night. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I also went to high school with Hannah, and we were friends in high school for a bit, and then she left, and then we were friends last
I'm
semester.
a year older.
Yeah. Yeah. So because I throw the games night because I wanted all my friends to be friends.
Yes.
And because
Love
I
that.
realized that Chelsea was going to change degrees, and I knew that you were doing the same degree,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, perfect.
Mm.
We're going to be friends. I need friends. So it was more like a selfish decision. It's fine.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's
It
And
worked
then-
out.
worked well.
Yeah, we just changed to the same tutorial, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are you guys all local to Wollongong, or?
we all live in Camden, like the Camden region, Camden
Oh,
Town.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool,
Okay.
cool, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how's the dynamic of like a group project been for friends? Like, is it because we've had a similar situation? Like, we were friends first and then group project second. Has it worked well so far? Like, there's
Yeah.
been not so many tensions and stuff.
Like, it's
it's
really
been-
good. Like,
Yeah.
the only tension would be like that people are just doing, like me, would be like doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
You need to like pull back a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's been like, oh my goodness. But other
Yeah.
than that, we haven't like fought or
Yeah.
Do you find that it's helpful, like you're able to kind of police each other in a way that isn't like you have to do this kind of thing? It isn't very,
Yeah.
you know, feel like there's too much oversight with it. You're just kind of doing a favour for a friend.
Yeah,
exactly.
because you know that their intentions are good, and like if like you can be honest with them and go like, look, like stop.
Yeah.
And then
Calm
you're
down.
like, okay, cool. Like I'll step back
Yeah.
now, and it's like you won't take it to heart because you know how they act and stuff. So it's like it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that you guys have a good, healthy relationship with each other.
Yeah.
So mixing business
It just
and
makes your
personal
job
life.
easier.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, and so it was 114, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you guys considering like transferring it over to your DAs next year? Like you obviously will have more DAs within your subjects.
Yeah.
Have you thought about like ways you can adapt it to fit different marking criteria? Like have you just like sort of thought about that yet, or is it still
different?
very
The way
much?
certain subjects are structured different ways. So like with subjects that are run by TED, primarily it's all about you iterate on it and you do. I mean, you can end up with no DA in the end as long as you justify it and you say, oh, I failed and I did this. But with a lot of subjects run by Chris and by Brian Yeaties as well, you've got to kind of pick an idea and stick with it for the whole time. And on paper, it's meant to be an individual artifact. So even if you've got like a group of you working on it, it's got to be, this is your contribution, this is what you did, and there's like a distinct thing within that. How would you like adapt that, you know?
Obviously, it's a hard question.
Oh, it's a really hard question.
Yeah, it is a hard question.
I've never thought about it. Like,
I think our DA is very broad though
Yeah.
as well. We cover a lot of areas. There's lots of things that we all want to put in because we have a lot of interests and we all want to help out in different ways. So I think that's a benefit of it. And then also because we all contribute to a very good amount, if we did have to report on what we did individually, it would be too much for
Especially with the different roles.
Yeah.
Like if we stick with that.
there's a lot that we can talk about like individually as well.
Yeah.
So if you were to do a subject where I think it's I've got so many thoughts going on in my head right now. If you had a subject where you had to have more of a social utility, or it had to have, so like I'm currently doing 322, and ours has to have like a very direct. It's not social utility. It's like you have to be looking into something that other people might not know about. So like there's a humanitarian sort of like area to it. So I could see that working really well with you guys, where you've got that option to just put out some blog posts about something that someone doesn't know about, while simultaneously still ticking boxes in your original briefing and stuff like that. So
like
I think
you guys covered something on mental health, like very briefly, was for like, are you okay or something like that could be built into a whole digital artifact. That from that one post.
Yeah, which is really cool, because I don't think you guys obviously wouldn't have thought about it when you started it up. You didn't think, oh, this is going to lend itself to be a really cool structure to adapt. But I think you've done really well at already setting it up for other people to jump on board, you guys to like let go a little bit and take it in individual routes, which is really cool, which is really like awesome for
well, it's what worked with us, and we want other people to think like that, because it makes sense to do it in such a way that
and it be paying itself off as well, like where it's you're not getting run down by doing too much stuff, like it's you can flip it around. But no, we've had a really cool time with definitely like applying the DMS to different things, because like we're doing that anyway, we might as well get marked on it and like it have a purpose.
And that's why we wanted to get you guys on, because it's like the first instance that we can kind of think of where somebody's done something relatively similar in that respect. It's good, and people should do group digital artifacts because it's fun like that. I mean, group digital artifacts under certain circumstances, like doing it with your friends as opposed to doing it with a random that you meet and then who doesn't respond to his Facebook messages and
never goes on the Google Doc. What else can we chat about?
Wisdom can we impart?
Do you guys have anything that would be like a tip on like working on this, like a particular, like on a magazine sort of structure? Is there anything you guys have learnt already that you've had to quickly figure out? Like, so like your feedback loop, how's that been going? Like
that's been going really, really well. We have a lot of like feedback with our audience, a lot of interaction. Surprisingly, that's like what I was like in disbelief with, I think, because my previous one didn't have a lot of interaction, and we've just been going really well with that. And that's
it's kind of weird because like technically with our digital like magazine, we haven't released the magazine yet. We haven't released the issue yet. But like we've had so much like some people like engage with us and like give us tips and give us like actual feedback that we can use. And I think that's why it's kind of shocking, because like it's kind of overwhelming because we don't really know what to do with it yet. Because
we haven't really, like you said, we haven't like done our magazine yet. And but like so many people are so excited for us. Like we've only done like the cooking stuff and like 2 blog posts.
They still to be released.
Oh,
so check
sorry.
out for that.
There's going to be one coming out.
But someone wrote a blog post about
Yeah, that was
as well.
that was another
Wow.
DA that's called DA Reacts in our subject.
Cool.
And yeah, they react to different like DAs, and they reacted to us and like kind of
She gave us a shout out.
It was cool.
It's like the feedback, the DA is the feedback loop. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Because Alex did a very similar thing.
In BCM 206.
Yeah,
yes,
he was doing like helping people with their DAs. So it was like if people were struggling or they wanted feedback, he would give them feedback.
This is Alex, who was our previous treasurer and spoke with us at BCM 112 at the beginning of the year. But like, yeah, it's a great idea again with that as well. Is there an element of, because you said you haven't released the like, is it a zine or a magazine? What do you like? Because they are kind of different things, I guess.
Because there's the zine, like
Zine.
Zine.
No, like zine. Is it
Zine.
pronounced zine? Okay, so it's
Also magazine.
Chàe.
It's mostly like, you know how Vogue.com exists and Vogue the issue, like magazine exists. We're kind of the .com of it.
Yeah.
We're gonna like compile things and make it an issue, but we're gonna be constantly doing blog posts and articles and things like that. But there will be an issue.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's almost like the novelty of having a thing on paper now is a product in itself.
Yeah.
That is really cool. That's so exciting. I mean, like, I want to hear more about this. This is cool. Like, how would you even like? Is it the format? Would it be something like what's the name of that? Frankie. That's the one with like.
That was our
inspiration.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That was kind of like what we wanted to kind of not base it off, but like our
It was our inspiration.
Yeah, because we got told by our tutor, Travis, like the way like make or break for us would be an aesthetic.
Yeah.
And so when we were looking at magazines and things like that, we wanted to make sure like we had not a perfect aesthetic, but an aesthetic that stuck.
Yeah.
So like with our 4 colours and things like that, we're constantly like using those codes, like colour codes, to like make sure we continue that aesthetic and exactly.
Yeah. No, that's
The
like
key thing about aesthetic is consistency.
If you've not got the hexadecimal number burned in the back of your brain, you're doing something wrong. That's great. That's really cool.
Color codes. Yeah, no, that's awesome. It's really
having the greens, the browns, the sort of like that beigey white.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, my Twitter account and my WordPress are linked colour-wise. I have a lot of blues, like purples, and then basically, so it looks like I am the same person across.
Yeah, that's like me too. That's mine. Like my aesthetic screen, and it's on my like website, my Instagram, my Twitter, and like that's like what we want to do as well with Chàe. Like we want to have the white theme, the blue, the greens, the creams, the greys, like all of it.
It's so much more powerful than you realize as well.
Yeah.
Like because you'll start being associated with that, and that will like translate really well into like hard copy and
even stuff like down to the fonts that you're using. Like
Yes.
you across,
Get on it.
like this is amazing because across your Twitter header, your Twitter logo, and the little like @Chàe Magazine thing at the bottom, there's like 4 different fonts there, but it's all recognizably the same thing. Maybe it's the accent on the A. I don't know. That's great.
I can tell that you all take BCD because of your fonts.
Well, we actually don't.
None
of us have started it yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like all starting fresh next
Well,
year.
you do great. I did it last year, and there's a whole little section on fonts and using fonts that complement each other, that kind of thing, which is what you've done.
Yeah.
They're different fonts, but they all look very
connected.
I think it's a cool thing.
That's
Like
how you do it.
you look at like uni advertisement and stuff, and like it's really simple. But
Because uni just uses like Montserrat, otherwise there's like a sans serif type font as well.
And
then there's
in
that
order
Comic
to-
Sans disgusting thing as well.
but you can link you can make it seem a part of the same framework. Like if you're gonna like make it look like a more professional, like a press release or whatever, you'd use that font and it follows it through. So that's cool. You guys could definitely experiment with like your different sections having a different like color to them. Or, like, I love that you've got like nature and everything in a lot of that's following through as well, which is really cool. Yeah. So the end goal is like printed, or is it still online?
I think I don't know if have you spoken about like what printing?
Well, I think we'd like to print because we got shown the magazine here.
The
Oh
turn?
yeah,
We got shown that, and like that's kind of the same like Frankie kind of aesthetic. You know what I mean? But
more edgy.
I think
we were thinking about a PDF as well.
Yeah,
I think
like
we tried.
downloadable.
Well, I don't know if we're. I'm just gonna say this, but I don't know if we're thinking like it. But like if we're doing PDF, like it would be because like like saving the environment and being conscious of like not wasting paper.
Yeah.
But if we end up printing, then it would be like conscious of what.
You have to be really strategic with where and how you hand it out as well. Like I suppose there is potential to monetize it in that way.
If you were going to print, you would want to do pre-ordering, so that you're only printing
the ones that order it instead of like
you're only printing
heaps.
enough to give to people, and that also covers costs.
Yeah, that's smart.
To get some like good printing costs a little bit.
And that would be as easy as like making up an Etsy page or whatever, and you could even sell the PDF document as well, which is important if you want to try and self-fund. You just sell, because I've bought PDFs before. It's such a weird business model. But you're just like, I'm buying it and I'm receiving my product, but it's just on the internet and I could have just downloaded it. Like I think that's a really cool dynamic. It's only like $2-3 or like $25 or whatever.
If it helps you raise a bit of capital, and
if
it buys you coffee or something like that.
If you organize it like that. But that's really cool. That's awesome. I'm just thinking about like the texture of the paper and stuff. It's all very like that Frankie, and I can see what you're going, because those colours to me is like a texture. That's weird.
It is like it's like it goes to sort of wood and like the beach, but not really. Almost like the sky. I don't know. I can't describe it. It's really, really cool.
We're just giving you like all this ammunition.
We're so eloquent talking about colour Cool. I hope you guys are like mentally writing stuff down as well. This is part of the feedback loop. What time are we on? 22 minutes. We've got ages. Heaps good. What was I was going to say something else as well about regarding the printing. Is there like monetizing it? How would you go about it?
We're trying to do that. Like slowly doing it at the moment. I think we're trying to see if we can do a clothing line. And like the art and like and
that's a leap.
What we do is all like leaps.
Clothing is not that much of a leap. No. As you think.
Amy's really looked into it.
Well, there's stuff like at the makerspace you can do embroidery on shirts and stuff.
If you can find there's a few routes you can take. You can use the makerspace and do all that embroidery and stuff like that. Do it yourself, which covers it cuts the cost a lot. Or you can look into like
Redbubble
places that will produce it. Well, if they're looking for a more like sustainable approach, they want
Redbubble is very
Redbubble.
11 out of 10.
But there are plenty of sustainable outlets that you can do your stuff through. If you have the designs and you have a company that can put them onto sustainable clothing, which
then there's the question of how do you guarantee it's sustainable. There's there's a company.
You do your research.
There's a company based in Newtown called Lonely Kids Club. This is like one dude operating out of a warehouse in the inner west where he's just like screen printing masses of t-shirts and stuff, and he sources all the tees sustainably and all the rest of it. But it's also quite expensive. So like, how do you balance that? Especially if your main audience may be students. We don't know. But it's either way. It's exciting that you think you're making that jump to that already, because that's how you grow it.
The main thing is to just do your research on everything. If you want to go a certain direction, look into the best way that you can balance cost and keeping to your message, because I think that's important. You have this message, so if you don't want to kind of jeopardize that.
Absolutely.
Are we doing any other monetizing? Art as well, doing art.
I'm creating some art to put up to monetize, and I'm doing some wallpapers for like phones, because we did a poll on our Instagram and asked whether people would want like mandala colouring in like pages or phone wallpapers, and phone wallpapers was the popular one. So I've been creating those and yet to release them, but
that's cool.
That's good.
That's so cool.
Wanted to do like planner printables on Etsy like that, like a download PDF.
Because we're into bullet journaling.
I can see that from your Twitter as well. Going out the wazoo, that's great though.
That's so good.
You found a niche. Go for it.
So with like your sections at the moment, I'm sorry, I haven't looked into individual titles or anything. But so with sections, so we've got baking and we've got art and we've got
blog posts.
just general knowledge sort of stuff?
Are you talking about like our topics that we cover? Or
Sorry,
so
topics,
we talk about like finance, food, mental health, wellness, health like skincare, environment, organisation.
The most broad.
It's anything that anyone wants us to do.
We're doing an
well
advice one as well, so we've recorded
some
stuff for advice on relationships and things like that. And we're also going to be doing a student insights page, which is the showcasing everyone collaborating.
Would you say that it's like to put a label on it? Would it be like a lifestyle blog or?
Pretty much.
I mean, don't feel constrained by the label by any means, but like
we would rather like be no label, just anything. But like if we had to, it would be lifestyle because it's pretty.
In that case, don't label it. Ignore it.
And then your audience is predominantly female. Like, have we found that already, or
it's
mixed?
It's more females from like the analytics. It's more females and then like men, but we're trying to target both. 50-50.
That's good.
And I think you've got that sort of neutral.
Like.
That's why we didn't put anything.
We didn't want it to be girly because we didn't want to target just girls. We want to target everyone because I think everyone can be benefited by it. So
That's really cool.
This might be the one instance where a DA that's designed for everyone actually works.
I think that's really cool.
I mean, there is a niche, but like being students and whatever. But that's great that you're casting a really wide net.
It's an ungendered kind of project.
People will tune into what they click with, which is cool. No, that's awesome.
It's like how in the early days of the internet, like people who ran sort of those catch-all lifestyle sites like 9.com.au or something, those worked because that was where they would go and get everything. It's a really great model that you've got set up.
No, that's really cool. What else can we talk about?
Just like
an insight into me as a person is I'm always terrified of running out of things to talk about with people.
That's tough.
Like it's a scary
I'm pretty introverted as well, and I'm like always like, at what point does your social battery kind of run out? It is like, it's tough. We seem to be doing pretty.
We're doing great. We're doing great.
Good. What time are we at the moment?
It's 27.
We need to have a studio. We've talked about like getting DMS an office in potentially in the future.
Yes.
Whether or not that happens is another matter entirely.
We'll see.
But like it'd be good because like this is a really great space. I don't know if you guys have used this area before.
I had my tutorials down there with Chàe last semester, but I haven't been in here. So this is really good. Wow.
This is like it's meant to be the meeting room. Like if any of the academics are coming in and doing like their monthly sort of curriculum catch-ups, they'll have it in here. But the only reason we're not in that room is because there's like a kids' school holiday thing going on. Like they're doing some craft and like colouring, and we didn't know they were going to be here. So
They can join our podcast.
Come on in.
Please join. Can we sign them? How early can we sign them up to do the degree?
Get
them in early, like 5 years old. I'm going to do this degree. Might not be around in 20 years.
What are you doing to the DA, kid?
What's its social utility?
Oh my god, I'm on a related really strange time. My sister works at Rebel Sport in Wollongong, and these like primary school aged kids came in to their work and like were giggling and asked for a selfie with one of her like co-workers, and she just thought, that's weird, kids have got nothing to do with the school holidays. Turns out one of her co-workers has 80,000 followers on TikTok.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So I was talking to her about it this morning. It's like, okay, so that's a thing that happens. They follow her at a store in Wollongong, and we're like,
that's so funny. I love that.
Yeah. So when's the Chàe Magazine TikTok coming out?
We should do it. Yesterday.
That would be wild.
Yeah. Can you guys do like a potato? You guys know what the potato advocate is? Yeah. No. No. Okay. It's a like a satire.
It's a satirical newspaper. It's from a semi-fictional. It's an actual town in central Queensland, but it has nobody living in it. It's abandoned. So these two guys from Newtown nicked the name of the town and turned it into a fake newspaper.
Yeah, and so like the articles you see that come up, like similar to The Onion, I don't know if you guys have seen The Onion, but it's like, Wollongong man wears tank top into the bar, and like it's all like a base, it's a joke. But I can imagine you guys having like a Batuta Advocate article where it gets like circulated, where it's like about like how to be a VSCO girl, or like how to be famous on TikTok or whatever. Like try and see if you can. like see if you can infiltrate different sides of that sort of culture where you're looking at like a very serious like format, but it's tailored to be funny or like quirky or like you can't figure out what its purpose is. I think that would be really interesting as well. That could be a fun twist. Yeah, someone's gonna be TikTok famous. So I can see
Sample headline: Toowoomba resident confuses motorist by correctly using indicator instead of Queensland law. Like it's that kind of. Obviously, it's a little bit outside of your, the startup.
Yeah. But definitely, like, if you can throw some quirk in there, it's always worth a good dollar.
Put like humanity into it, or like that kind of. Like
personal.
we're real people making this for other people.
Yeah.
It's not this, very, very corporate kind of thing. It's students making advice and
Relatable content.
good content for other students.
Yeah.
So.
Because I don't have the website up in front of me. Do you guys accept submissions or take submissions for like content?
Yeah, is that?
Yeah.
We
As in, not on our
through,
website. We haven't like done that. Oh.
It's mostly through the Twitter that people have been
Yeah. Cool.
People just
and the
message us
Instagram.
like we like. I don't even know how we got it the first time, but we
It
just
was the Instagram she messaged us.
we got someone to Instagram us, and then we like collaborated with the artwork. That's what it was.
Took
Yeah.
off. Like we weren't gonna do that with our page, like have other students, but then a student, I think her name is Emily.
Yeah.
She messaged us because she saw that Chelsea was doing art. She didn't realize Chelsea was a member of Chàe, and she was like, "Oh, like I noticed another student did art. Like, can I contribute to your magazine somehow?" And we're like, "Oh, like how would we go about that?"
Yeah.
And so we just thought maybe we'll just ask her to do like an artwork, like or two,
Yeah.
something inspiration. And we didn't even realize like we had like an aesthetic yet or anything. And she was like, "Okay, I've done these, and like I tried to follow your aesthetic of these and this," and we were like, "Oh, like so we've actually got something here."
Yeah.
That she was able to go off, because I thought like, well, there's nothing for her to like go off. Like, what is she gonna go off?
Yeah, that's
and then
cool.
she did.
Yeah. Were you guys worried that you wouldn't be able to like repay her? Like, were you like worried there was no like transaction with it? Where like you're like, we don't know how to like put her in here.
Yeah,
didn't
that's
really
what
know.
like I said to her like, "Oh, like do you maybe like want me to like do a little interview, a little article about you?"
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh yeah, like that's fine," but she wasn't expecting anything. But like me, I thought, "Oh, how am I gonna like do an equal exchange with her?" So I just asked her a couple questions about like being an art student and like going to uni, being like someone who's creative, using her degree in that sense.
Yeah.
I actually have to release that.
Lots of things on let's do this. Yeah. I think that's a cool interaction. Like you guys have a platform now where people will want to be a part of it just because it's a platform, and you can utilize that to benefit them. So your exposure, your brand will be a side of like not authority. It'll be authority.
It's a source of.
Yeah, people will look at you to see quality, and you'll put artwork that is associated with that. You'll put people. You won't affiliate with certain things that make people feel uncomfortable. Like I think you've got that.
That is a really exciting and a really rare position to be in as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just momentarily got distracted because your nails are amazing.
Thank you.
So there's the things again, people don't expect me, "Oh no, my partner's like almost a makeup blogger," or that kind of thing. So it's like apparently I know what Jeffree Star is. What's
I like it. You said what's Jeffree Star?
What's a Jeffree Star?
I'm getting there.
So proud of you, Callum.
She watches Drag Race. She went and saw a drag queen in Sydney last week. That's weird. So
I love that.
I can't even remember the name of it. They had a quirky name, I should say.
Okay.
What? I don't know how to talk about these things. Again, like, I'm still male.
Yeah, you're still a dude. Still a bro.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Have you guys got any like behind the scenes content that you could or would want to release? Is that like a thing you can kind of do?
I think your Twitter was super cute. I liked that.
What's behind the scenes?
Like, I don't know.
Like
Something that we haven't.
We kind of have. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
like that kind of thing. Referring to that photo. Sorry.
Yeah. Because that ties into what Emily was saying about like personalizing it, and making people feel a part of the process.
That's why we did it. Like we have like on our Instagram. I'm whipping out my phone.
Yay!
Hang on.
That's why also when we're like, we only come to uni one day a week.
Yeah.
But like when we're here, we try and post things like to remind people we're students.
Me and Emma always go out to brunch, and every time we're just like, "Hey, we're at brunch doing a meeting."
So like this is our behind the scenes on Instagram, and we have like It's pretty much what I post on Twitter too. But like we've also
That's
like
awesome.
do the IGTVs as well.
Yeah.
And then we like interacted because it's Halloween
Yes.
season, spooky season.
That's literally perfect. You
Yeah.
hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah, we're trying to do more on IGTV. I think that's our goal as well,
Yeah.
to interact
It's
with
just
that.
so shareable. Like you just
Yeah.
pass it through and
Yeah.
on people's explore pages. Yeah. Instagram. Who wouldn't know?
Yeah.
It's a great
Blow up.
platform too.
It's
And I
great.
stopped using it this week and it's awesome. What?
That's fine.
IGTV on Instagram.
Oh.
I've had it. Follow me on Instagram for 2 years. Thank you.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of is like, do you guys have any questions for us in terms of how we've managed to navigate some particular things? Because you're gonna run into problems. It's gonna happen. Like touch wood, obviously. But is there anything you can sort of see that might be coming up that you can say that we might have navigated well, or like anything?
It's a problem in general, like because we
Yeah.
can advise on that, and we do want to advise on it because this is a really exciting
Yeah.
like digital artifact to be working on.
Like, is there anything about like trying to submit it? Are you like honestly like questions? Because we did a digital artifact together between classes, and we wondered how we did like
It was between classes and between tutorials as well.
Yeah, so like actually like making it work to fit two different schedules and stuff as well. Like I don't know, did you guys have anything? Obviously on the spot again. I'm so sorry.
I think, sorry if
No.
I may, although we've done so much planning work, we've sat down, we've planned so much, we've designed so much, but we haven't, besides the baking, we haven't really released any content that we already have lining up.
Yeah.
So it just be how are we going to keep
Consistent.
on crushing it out.
Yeah. Have you guys
'Cause we
used?
stress about it being too perfect, I think.
Yeah. Have you guys started to use TweetDeck or Facebook advertising or anything where you can?
Like Pages Manager or something.
Yeah, you haven't done it. So we really like the scheduling of posts. So you can, when you have you have a business profile on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that with the Instagram. I have the
Yeah.
plan to see
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
time.
Yeah. So what we normally do is we sit down and we have, one person will sit down and do a bunch of promotion
Actually,
posts or
yeah.
anything.
Me.
Yeah.
It'll be
Yeah.
Emily or it was Meg beforehand when
Yeah.
she was doing it last
Yeah,
year.
I'll just sit down and that's why most of my promotional tweets sound very similar. It's because I'll
That
try.
mood.
Well, it's because I'm trying to make them sound like they're saying the same information, that kind of thing, and I'll set it to be, on this day and then this day, and that means that you don't have to be constantly on top of everything. You can kind of set up what you want to go out.
Yeah.
We have this coming out on Friday, so I want to talk about it on Wednesday or Thursday or a couple hours before it happens.
Yeah, because what we've found gets really exhausting is not only simultaneously trying to be in a moment, so we'll be at a workshop or we'll be doing something, and how I was trying to tweet before, you guys are sitting in front of me and I'm trying to promote material that hasn't come out yet, but simultaneously trying to create that material, it can get really exhausting and you can get run down really quickly. What we've found works really well.
Spending 2 hours of a Friday night or whatever it may be.
Whatever works for you guys.
Just creating,
pumping something out.
scheduling posts.
Scheduling it, yeah.
So that you don't have to worry about it when you need to.
WordPress allows you to do that.
Yeah, I did it on WordPress.
TweetDeck allows you to do that. Depending on what Instagram schedule you're using, what are you guys using? Do you have a Instagram scheduling program that you're using?
I use Plan. Oh,
But that's not a schedule. It's
but
like
it's more like a
it's a
plan.
plan.
Is that where you see what your feed looks
Yeah.
like?
Yeah, but then
We
you can
don't
see what
actually
time
have
you
a
can
schedule.
upload
Oh,
it.
so that's good.
Oh, yeah, your
But
analytics.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we
I've
haven't-
never
haven't-
really let.
We haven't sat down and done
Oh,
it, which is
yeah.
what
Yeah.
we need to do.
Yeah.
Mm.
That would be one thing we can tell you, just get a structure down pat, even if it's every Wednesday at 5 p.m. a tweet goes out being hey, have you seen our recent blog? And it's just something where you don't get lost on people's news feeds, and you don't you're still staying relevant. We're all silently waiting for she lives by Hannah. I think that's because consistency is key, and people are gonna stay interested as long as they can see you. Because I know I follow a lot of people that just disappear because of algorithms, and it's unfortunate. But if you're not posting, if you're not sharing your posts on your story, or you're not tweeting at people, liking, interacting, you just get lost because it's just too much content out there. So definitely trying to manage you guys and make sure you're not getting exhausted from it, because it's a lot. And once you start getting more submissions and stuff, you're gonna have to find a way to streamline things, you found a really good like Google Forms.
Yeah, Google Forms is a great way to get feedback as well.
So all you see is like collated information of what someone submitted, and it's easier to filter.
Because what we've got is if people want to come to us looking for like, you know, a side gig, or they're like, oh, I want to do an internship or something, we've got a little Google form set up, which is like for a talent pool, so people will put in their degrees, their majors, a copy of their resume, and all the rest of it, and like maybe some work samples as well. And when somebody does actually approach us saying, hey, we're looking for an intern, or we want to look for somebody who can do Adobe stuff for 5 hours a week, or whatever that may be, we can go in and say, this is the person you should contact based on XYZ, here's all their details and all the rest of it. So for submissions, if you are going to go a bit harder on that path, definitely looking at doing something like that.
Because it gets hard, especially if you're all on like Twitter or whatever on the same profile, like keeping track of what you've responded to as well. Like I'm predicting you guys are gonna get high interactions and lots of feedback and lots of stuff you're gonna have to sift through. And I think a big thing for us is just trying to like figure out who the genuine interactions are, what's valuable, what's not. But it's just really cool, and you have like literally all the power of the world like right now. Like the world is your oyster. I'm so proud of you babies. I'm like so proud. It's really cool. Yeah,
and
and
what 200 followers on Instagram, 192-ish on Twitter.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're fantastic.
So
yeah, and you're and then as well, like it's cool because you guys can continue this. Put it on LinkedIn. Oh my gosh, put it on LinkedIn. Get on that.
Put it on LinkedIn.
Like
That's the one thing that we don't do is that we don't post enough on our LinkedIn.
I do too.
Yeah, really, I'll follow you.
That's all connected with each other on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I think that's a good tip that we can
give you.
It's a good
tip. I am also bringing my LinkedIn up now, so just if you'll give me a moment.
Yes, it's okay. Look, you're the president of the Euro.
Yeah, thank you. We've got 17 followers on our LinkedIn page and we have never posted content.
Wow.
That's bad.
Odd flag.
We should probably fix that.
Yeah, but is there anything else you guys wanted to bounce off of us? Oh, you love a good awkward silence.
I think our biggest thing is for me is stop working at a certain time.
Yep.
How do you guys stop working and just?
That's a me question because I am perhaps not a control freak, but like it is. Oh, don't tell me that. No. Listeners, there was a dodgy eye glance. Kelsey gave me a stink. No, but it's so much about like thinking of your own limits and thinking, okay, I actually have to work on some stuff from another subject now. That's how I kind of justify it because I'm doing another degree, which is like really work sort of essay writing intensive. So I've got to actually focus on that. Even though I do want to be doing this like 100% of the time. Knowing your own limits is probably the big thing that I would advise on that point. Yeah. Having told me regularly to stop working?
Yes. You have to self-police.
There needs to be, you need to have checks and balances on each other, and that seems to be working for you guys just fine. But like,
definitely noticing what your signs of stress are. So are you guys all first year, second year?
First
year.
I was going to say second year.
Yeah, so next year at uni, you'll get more into how you function as a student, which will be really awesome for you guys to figure out what works and what doesn't. But definitely, because both Callum and I are like end of fourth year now. We've been here forever. We're gonna be here forever. Like really hyped about it.
We're both thinking of doing honours. Yeah. We're taking 6 months off to get married next year, which is weird.
Like it's fine. But the whole sort of figuring out what your stress levels can get to, what's still productive, and what really hurts. So definitely for us, like we've said to everybody, your health comes first. Like, so if there's ever a point where you're sick and you're apologising because you're sick, like, no, don't apologise for being sick. Because
again, none of this will be a problem for you because you're all friends already. So it's like if you're 50% of the way there.
Yeah, you don't feel bad about having to take a step back. Definitely limiting your exposure to what you're doing as well, because like if you're in it all the time, it's going to be really hard for you to iterate, because you're going to be constantly thinking this is the best thing that I can put forward, and you're never going to want to change that. And we're trying to get over that with our tweeting and everything, like not being so stuck on the fact that it has to be perfect the first time, because you're never going to improve if you constantly think it's perfect, and you're going to need to keep working on it. So the same way that you might self-police to make your Instagram look a particular way for your personal, what do you call it, personal aesthetic, whatever. Like make sure that you
put forth that like polished version of yourself.
Definitely. Try and interweave like your stress levels, like making sure you get everything sort of like I don't know.
It can not be perfect, and that is fine.
Yeah,
that is totally fine.
We make typos. We delete tweets. We have events that no one shows up to.
I uploaded a blurry photo to an official UW Twitter account once, and I regret
Yeah.
that. Even now, that was 2 years ago. I'm still like it's that kind of thing. You just gotta let go.
Yeah.
I'd be like, why?
Yeah, it sucks, and you feel like crappy for a minute, but you do have to take a step back and figure it out. 'Cause
Never take yourself too seriously.
Yeah,
Just
that's good too.
don't do it, because that'll
It
ruin
sucks.
you.
Yeah.
And you'll get to the middle of next year for you guys. Right now for me, you'll get to the middle of next year and you won't be able to function because you're just trying to do so much all at once and do it perfectly.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Take the L sometimes.
Take a big L. Yeah.
Just be like, okay, it's not going to be the most amazing thing ever. I'm just going to have it online.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to DAs, doing betas, doing pitches. If your beta isn't the most high polished 4-minute video ever, that doesn't matter. It can just be a video of guys talking in front of a camera.
That's great.
Like, one of my pictures is literally just me holding a phone up to my face and talking for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So, don't take
easy on
yourself
yourself.
seriously. Find breaks. Define days where you're going to work on your group DA and have days where you're going to work on your other classes and have days where you don't do anything. I do my best to make sure that I don't do work on weekends unless I have to. Weekends are for me to relax, rest for like a couple days, do some leisure things. I'll play some video games or something like that. I don't work on Saturday and Sunday. I don't do schoolwork unless I have to.
I also like that you say the word leisure. Makes you sound quite cultured.
That's very leisure.
Leisurely activities.
I'm like leisure. Like I work at Bunnings, like the leisure department.
That's fine. Yeah, like on a similar note to what Emily said, like I take Friday nights off. I just don't do anything because there is a temptation for it to permeate every aspect of your life if you let it go too far.
Because it's fun.
Because it's enjoyable and you
so
want to be doing it all the time.
I love it.
Even if the enjoyable stuff is just doing paperwork, which is 90% of my job.
Yeah,
I hope you don't get to that point as well.
I love doing my DA, but there's some points where I just need to be like, I need to go to bed now.
Yeah.
Or like, I need to just not do this.
Yeah,
Because my DA is creating video edits and just sometimes I don't take a long time, but I get into like an inspirational mood where I want to do editing, and I spent it was yesterday. I didn't sleep on Monday night because I just stayed up from about 10 p.m. to 9 p.m. the next day, editing and like doing other things.
You know how when you go to Happy Harold and he's like, this is an extreme example of what happens if you abuse alcohol or whatever. This is an extreme case. Like let's not get into this.
Because Alex has it as
well.
well.
Oh my god, Alex is even worse. Alex is even worse. Like
doesn't sleep for like full.
So Alex is our former treasurer who's now doing a job for us called Outreach Coordinator, which is like looking for grant applications and stuff. I've known him for about a year, just over a year maybe, because he joined us when we
started.
I knew of him before classes, but we didn't become friends until afterwards, after he started. He got sick for the first time since I've known him last week, and it knocked him totally for 6. And I was like, oh, why'd you get so sick, man? And he was like, I don't know, I stayed up for 48 hours playing Pokemon Go and stuff, and like working my DA.
You don't have to worry about becoming me or becoming Astro, but like...
Just try to stay away from
there are limits. Mine are very large because I have insomnia, so like I'm naturally able to stay up for long periods of time. But it's there's a point where I need to be like, okay, I need to stop doing my DA and go to bed or go have some food or just go do something else.
And like take your own advice too. Like if you're putting out things about mental health and stuff, like please, like sit back and read something that you've written and go, oh my gosh, I'm doing the opposite of what I'm telling everybody.
And like take your own advice.
And like we're sitting
talking about keeping yourself happy.
We're sitting here talking about this. We're all like going to go back and think, oh god, we should have done that thing that we were talking to the Chàe Magazine about.
Lead by what I say, not by what I do.
Exactly. We're coming up to about 50 minutes. We can probably cut it off here. I think we've covered a lot of ground, guys. We're just about up to 5:30. So thank you very, very much for making time in the break to come in along. It's been really great fun. As always, just give us a like and a subscribe on whatever platform you're on for podcasting. We're also available on Twitter at UOWDMS. And our website is uowdms.wordpress.com.
Yes.
As for you guys, do you have any social channels you want
We
to plug?
have Chàe Magazine on Instagram and Twitter, and our website is chàemagazine.wixsite.com/Chàe.
And Chàe is spelled CHAE?
Yes, with a little apostrophe.
Yes.
Going towards the H. And
Perfect.
we also have Chàe Magazine on YouTube as well.
Where you've posted some of your recipes and stuff, which also look fantastic.
And we'll give you guys a good plug. Don't worry about it.
The link is in the description. I want to say that ages.
But hopefully we'll touch base with you guys in the future and we'll see.
Because we do want to see how this goes, and even independently of this, if any of you guys are interested in future and coming on as executives or whatever, please do.
Join
us, please.
And if you're not members as well, we do have we've got our membership link as well, which I will put in the description of this on SoundCloud and YouTube as well. All right, thanks very much, guys, and as always, see you online.
See you online.
Yeah.